the Skit Guys podcast, starring Tommy Woodard and Eddie James. And now, two guys who think Lucky Charms is better without the marshmallows. The Skit Guys.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year.
Oh my goodness, 2019.
Can you believe it's another year?
2019.
Dude, you know what next year is?
2020. Yeah. I wonder if ABC will just show all 2020 episodes.
24 hours a day.
24 hours a day, starting when,
2020.
Like back in the 1960s or something. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. Hugh Downs, I think, was on.
I'm Hugh Downs.
And welcome to 2020.
2020.
Yep.
Ba, 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 ba.
It's changed so much.
Ba, 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 ba. How sad that is still in my head. You know why I can't remember names?
Because you remember the 2020 theme song?
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba.
It's good. It's good.
But we get ahead of ourselves. It's just 2019.
It's just 2019. Yeah.
There's no songs about 2019.
No.
There's no thoughts of 2019.
No. Prince had a song for
2000.
2000. No. What was it?
2000 zero party over.
Yeah.
It's out of time.
We're gonna party like it's 1999.
Right. Because it's 2000. And now we're 19 years past that.
Isn't that crazy?
We're going to party like it's 2019.
Oh my goodness. Do you remember what we were doing in 1999?
Yes.
For New Year's?
We were traveling around
Yes.
for an event called Y2K.
Yes, we were. Isn't that crazy? We were.
Yeah. Youth Link. No, it was Youth Link 2000.
Yeah. And there were satellite simulcasts.
And it was a bust because people were afraid to let their children go to events
Because they thought the world was going to end.
They thought the world would end because computers didn't know how to. They thought computers were going to think it was 1900,
Right.
not 2000.
Isn't that crazy?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
What if all the computers right now think it's 1919?
Oh my goodness. It's just such a scary world we live in.
If
So
a computer
crazy.
thinks it's 1919, does it stop existing?
No.
Because
They evolve.
didn't exist.
They evolve.
I don't. believe
Everything
in
evolves.
evolution, sir.
Everything evolves.
No, sir. No, sir.
Little E.
No, sir.
Evolution. Little E.
No, sir.
Not big E.
No, sir.
Little E.
That is a biggie. I'll tell you right now.
You just made a pun.
That was funny.
So 2019, Happy New Year, buddy.
Hey, Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year. We did a New Year's gig.
Yep.
In Houston.
In Houston, it
That
was so much fun.
So much fun.
What great people.
Oh, and that pie we had.
Yeah.
Thank you, pie people.
And
Thank you, pie people.
this was a gig for a friend. Because
Yeah,
we don't normally
we don't
do that.
go out on New Year's Eve and do a New Year's Eve party.
No, and I don't think that I would do it too often, but it was fun. I'm glad we did.
It was fun. We used to do New Year's Eve parties all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
And then we were like, why aren't we with our family?
Why are we gone again?
Why are we not with our family?
I love to go out and make people laugh, but it's New Year's Eve.
But on a regular New Year, what do you do?
Huh?
Like when it's the night before the New Year, what do you normally do?
What do I normally do?
Yes.
Well, normally we do Christmas
At New Year's?
at my house, and then we go down to my mom's in
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Up to your mom's.
Up to my mom.
North,
I'm just
yeah.
trying to keep it confused in case there's any stalkers.
Let's go sideways to
Okay,
your mom's.
I go sideways to my mom's,
Yes.
and we have a New Year's Eve party. We open Christmas gifts,
Got it.
but we do it at New Year's Eve. So it's kind of like, the best of both worlds. Yeah, that's what we do
Do
normally.
you stay up, celebrate, throw confetti?
We do all of that. Yeah, bazookas, horns. Yeah, Happy New Year.
Bazookas, you say?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's crazy.
That is crazy.
Crazy
all right.
confetti and bazookas.
Oh, man.
Yeah, wait till 2020.
Oh,
Wait till 2020, friend.
you're going to make 2020.
Ba,
You'll be,
ba, ba.
you know what I usually do?
Sleep.
Yeah.
You usually fall asleep before New Year's?
It's another day. Let's be honest. It's another day. Somebody at some point decided, hey, we should mark how long it takes for the Earth to get around the sun. Or I guess initially, how long does it take for the sun to get around whatever? I was like, So then people are all like, it's just like, it just seems like an excuse to go crazy.
No. Think about Rudolph and the Baby New Year cartoon. Remember that one? Remember
Yeah.
Rudolph
Oh,
the
yeah.
Red-Nosed
Big
Reindeer?
ears.
And he meets Baby New Year.
Oh, yeah.
That's significant back when we were kids and to the
Totally.
kids today.
Totally.
I mean, they show that sucker on CBS.
And when I was a kid,
yeah, you believed
my
it.
parents would let me stay up until 11 p.m., which was when East Coast celebrated New Year's, and they'd tell me it was New Year's, and we would bang pots and pans.
Oh, the pots and pans.
And then go to bed. But then once I figured it out, I was like, it's another day.
Buddy, I think you are really letting the New Year's spirit not sink into your marrow. And I think you need to do that.
Into my marrow?
Your bones,
Or
yes.
my marrow?
I'm going to call it marrow.
Marrow
right now.
would be
tomorrow.
Good morrow to you, my friend.
But I'm using it in a British European sense.
Oh,
so
like
the
good
marrow
marrow.
of your bones, because I don't want to say marrow,
Of your
marrow of your
bones.
bones. I want to sound really dramatic.
No, I don't want you to think, because I'm coming across as I'm coming across as the Ebenezer
Grinch.
Scrooge or the Grinch of New Year's.
Yeah, bah
And I
humbug.
don't want to be that. I'm not that. I'm just saying it's another day. But I do like the
You
concept.
just loaded up all the confetti and horns and bazookas into a red bag and went back up the mountain with your dog because you don't want to celebrate New Year's Eve.
That's not true at all.
Yes.
That is not
You
true.
are the Grinch that stole
You're
New
putting
Year's Eve.
words in my mouth.
I'm not. You
I'm
said
just
them all.
saying it's another day.
You said I want to sleep. I
But
want to sleep.
I do want to sleep.
I can see your hands. I want to sleep.
The older I get, you were doing what's his name?
Jim
Grinch.
Carrey.
I don't like his. I'm not a fan of his Grinch.
How come we always watch it though at Christmas time?
I don't.
You never watched The Grinch?
Not his.
And Cindy Lou Who?
I like the original one. You're a mean man, Mr. Grinch.
Mean one, Mr. Grinch.
See, that's how many times I watch it.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, I like the idea of starting over, but I'm not. I just don't stay up and celebrate it. Because let's be honest, all of those shows are horrible.
They're horrible.
They're
yeah.
just
They're horrible.
ridiculous.
They're horrible. They're
Yeah.
horrible. Did you see Ryan Seacrest bring in the new year?
Oh, buddy, I didn't.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest.
Cumberbatch has a new Grinch movie coming out too. Well, it's already
really?
out. It's already out.
Benedict? Yeah, it was
it's already
good.
out, yeah.
Loved it. Didn't see
Kids
it.
loved it.
Haven't seen it.
Kids loved
But
it.
I do like Benedict.
Cumberbatch.
Oh, is it Cumberbatch?
It's Cumberbatch.
I thought it was Cumberbun.
You know, I think when it comes to New Year's, buddy, I think what we need to do in 2020, we all need to just celebrate together. That way you will know that there is a reason for the season, bud.
And I'm going to say, nah, I'm good.
Oh, buddy. No, sir.
You need to keep celebrating with your family.
Sir. No, I'm coming to celebrate with you, bud. We're going to have some fun. I guess we kind of brought in the new year together, didn't we?
I guess so.
2019.
Yeah, we did.
We did. I didn't really. It was a gig, so I wasn't really thinking
another
that
gig.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
fireworks were good. I like the fireworks.
We brought in the new year together.
It is true.
That's
Happy New
awesome.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
You didn't fall asleep.
I didn't fall asleep. I didn't have the option.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Happy New Year.
New Year.
And blessings to you. What are some, when the new year happens, it's like, hey, it's a fresh year,
It's a new start. That's what I was saying. I like the new start.
Yeah. What are some things that are fresh? So fresh and lovely. They're so exciting to me. Cool and the Gang. That was Cool and the Gang in the 80s.
Fresh, it's so fresh. Is that the same song?
Yeah. The
Fresh,
same
it's
song.
so
I sing it
fresh.
just like you. Fresh is so fresh
you?
and lively. It's so exciting to me.
I don't know
so
that.
fresh.
Fresh, it's so fresh. Yeah.
So what are some things that are fresh?
Cool
man?
and the Gang.
They are fresh.
Cool and
They're
the Gang
so
are fresh. Chevys.
Chevys. Oh, the Mexican restaurant Chevys.
Fresh Mex.
Yeah, we love Chevys.
I do. And I don't have one near me. Do you have one near you?
Nope. When we go to Florida,
Yep. Or
we'll eat it. We'll eat at that Chevy's.
sometimes California.
I think they shut that one down.
They did.
Yeah,
but the one in California, in Orlando,
yes, we go to that Chevy's and
because it's Fresh Mex.
we were there last year.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
I like
it was Fresh Mex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Oh, their tortillas at Chevy's. So fresh.
fresh.
So fresh.
So
She's over there
fresh.
pounding that flour.
Oh, yeah.
Putting that in the little thing. Make it tortillas.
Yeah.
Because it's fresh.
Fresh.
So I'll tell you
fresh.
who's fresh.
What?
Well, not so fresh, but was fresh.
This is a story all about how my life got turned right upside down.
Fresh Prince.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was fresh.
He was fresh.
He was fresh. Did you know? Here's a little history for you about the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Fresh Prince, right?
Yes.
Because it was DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince.
Right.
Did you know?
Will Smith.
Did you know this was not very fresh? Since we're talking about the New Year and the Fresh Prince.
Right.
Did you know when Nightmare on Elm Street came out?
With Freddy Krueger, scariest movie I ever watched when I was a teenager.
Yes. There was nothing fresh about that.
No.
But
he came to you in your dreams.
Oh, how could you escape that?
Ugh, not fresh.
So they decided, DJ Jazzy and the Fresh Prince decided to write a song about Nightmare on Elm Street.
What?
Because it was like Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
And that's where the theme song to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air came from?
No.
I'm not following
you. So they wrote this song. They put it on the air.
You know what is fresh?
Oh, that smell.
Whatever
What is
Jen is eating.
Oh, my
What is
gosh,
that?
Jen.
It's our producer, Jen. What are you eating?
Hey, Jen, what are you eating?
Is it?
Go ahead, Jen. What is it?
What is it? From where?
Like from the ground? Oh, my goodness. It stinks.
Is it from a restaurant?
My eyes are watering.
Is that sweet potato mash?
What's the restaurant called, Jen? Modern Market. That is fresh.
That sounds fresh.
That is so fresh.
Is that fresh food?
Oh.
Got it.
2019.
Smells fresh.
2019 and Jen's eating. Jen, is this a New Year's resolution for you to eat fresh like
fresh
this?
like this?
No. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
She's a very
yes.
fresh eater.
Yes. She's always fresh. Yeah.
You were talking about Nightmare on Elm Street song.
Well, it's just a sidetrack, but they got sued by a New Line came out and said, "Hey, you can't play that song, and we're not going to have anything."
New Line Cinemas.
New Line Cinemas said you aren't going to have anything to do with our movie, so they had to put a little thing on their CD when their CD came out because the song was on it.
Oh no!
But it was like Nightmare, and I forget the name of the song. But
how's it go?
I can't remember.
Jen, look that song up.
Yeah,
See if
what
we
is
can
that
find
song?
it. We want to hear that song.
But they had to put a disclaimer on the CD saying this song has nothing to do with Nightmare on Elm Street.
Even though it's all about the Nightmare on Elm Street.
Blah, blah. Not very fresh
Not
at all.
fresh.
Not very fresh at all.
No, that's rude.
You know, here's what's fresh.
What?
People will put stickers on food to go, this is fresh.
Oh, it's fresh.
Like Jen's food right now in 2019 is so fresh that my eyes are stinging.
Yeah, me too.
Like,
just a little bit.
I think I would rather have putrid food that doesn't sting my eyes. That isn't so fresh.
Now, here's what I'm going to go out on a limb and say. If you have to have a sticker on the food that says it's fresh, I bet it's not.
I bet it's not. They're
That's
just
what I'm
trying to
going to
sell
say.
it, right?
They're just trying to make you think they're fresh.
Did you ever know that in the like, do you remember in the 30s or the 40s?
Yeah.
Like when someone would flirt with someone and if the woman didn't like it,
Yeah.
what would she say?
Stop it.
You're being fresh.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
You're being fresh.
Don't be fresh.
Don't be fresh.
Don't be fresh.
Isn't that interesting?
It's very interesting.
We wouldn't say that today.
I would.
You're being fresh.
I didn't mean to. Oh, were you were?
No, I was pretending like But isn't that interesting?
It's fascinating.
That's how a woman would thwart
Why
the
do
flirt.
What?
You're being
I have
fresh.
a question. Why do you think that was a term?
Fresh?
Fresh is a good thing.
I don't know. Jen, our producer, would look that up and give
If she
us
wasn't
the answer.
eating right
but
now,
she's eating
she's
this
looked up nothing since we've been
chimichurri,
here.
fresh stuff.
Wait, maybe she did. She
maybe
pointed
she
at my
did.
computer. Hold on, let me see.
Nope,
nothing.
Nightmare
I
on
got
My
nothing.
Street.
I don't have it.
DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Nightmare on My Street.
Nightmare on My Street.
Yeah, and it was kind of like back in the
Yeah.
day, it was like one of the first raps, I guess. Yeah, kind of a terminology of how they, one of the first.
Oh, there it is.
first raps.
We can't play it though.
No,
because we're recording on
we're
our
recording.
computers.
But anyway, not so fresh. Downy Fresh, that's fresh, right?
Yeah. Oh
Downy Fresh?
man, that little lamb snuggling up.
Is it a lamb or a bear?
That little bear? I've never seen
don't
a bear
even
that
know.
small. It looks like a bear made of lamb's wool. But I think you're right, it is a bear.
I think you're being fresh.
Seriously, how
That's
could
so
that mean
fresh.
something?
I don't know.
Like
If
that,
Jen's gonna find out
fresh
for
is
us.
a good thing, right?
Well, but maybe you're being so fresh that it's
You're
like
fresh.
It's highly offensive.
That's-
kind of like Jen's food
But how
over
could
here.
food? Oh,
Right?
Now
Like,
I get
oh,
it. It's evasive. It's so fresh. It's evasive.
Yeah, evasive. Fresh evasive. Invasive or evasive?
Yes.
Either one
You're
of them?
being fresh now.
No, I'm
I'm
not.
confused.
Yeah. We have a guest in our audience too. Jay Halver's in the Jay Halver is our operations guy. He's fresh.
Jen Halver's husband.
Jen Halver's husband. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have producer of podcasts and marketing and operations all in the same
For
room.
some odd reason, they decided to eat their lunch while we do a podcast.
Right. Yeah. You can kind of hear him.
Happy New Year, kids.
2019 is
is
gonna
what
be
it's gonna
good.
be like, huh? This is what
Oh,
it's gonna
boy.
be like. I got
Oh,
it now. All right, I'll just look this up.
Do you ever?
myself.
Do you
The
ever?
term.
When you after a long day, right?
Yes,
And you get
yes.
all hot and sweaty or whatever, you take a good shower, you feel fresh.
Oh, totally.
That's a word, right?
So so here's the thing about the term, right?
Fresh.
Okay. The expression is mostly used in informal contexts. Many people consider it to be slang. When you get fresh with someone, you behave rather arrogantly with that person. You don't show the respect the individual deserves. When a woman accuses a man of getting fresh with her, it means he is behaving in an inappropriate manner, but they're not telling us where it came from.
Yeah, fresh. You're being fresh.
There's several theories about the origin
Let's
of
hear it,
this
buddy.
idiom.
Let's hear it, buddy.
That have been around for 300 years.
The
That's
what?
not fresh. That's stale. all right?
Wow.
According to one,
This is a nightmare on my street.
right?
See, I brought
According
that
to-
back around.
According to one, it comes from the world of athletics. When we had running races in school, the starter used to say, "On your mark, get set, go."
Yeah.
In the past, especially in big athletic events, the starter would fire the gun into the air instead of saying go. Some athletes would jump the gun and start running before the gun had been fired. They would be called back to the race and start over again. Nowadays, of course, if a runner jumps the gun, he's disqualified from the race. What does that have to do
Yeah, I
with
better
being
say, where's fresh come
what
in there?
just happened when we what?
2019.
What?
I'm more confused.
Where am I?
That's 300.
And now it's talking about why do people say bless you when someone sneezes? What just
I think a
happened?
vlogger was just vlogging to vlog.
Somebody just made this
Oh
up.
my goodness! And we fell into the rabbit hole on
Oh no, sorry. I fast forward to jumping the gun.
it. So where's fresh?
I don't know. I jumped the gun on this. Nobody's explaining what it means to be fresh.
So fresh and lively. You're so invited to me. So fresh, so
Now,
fresh.
Here's the thing: we can't really
Cool and
figure
gang.
out like where it came. We've got the whole internet at our hands, but
But we do know if a man was to be inappropriate with a woman, it was fresh.
yes,
You're being fresh.
It means you're being rude,
Yeah, or flirty,
right?
or a little. Yeah,
But
you're-
not in
you're
a
coming on-
not in a good way.
not in a good way at all. Not in a
Okay.
good way at all.
But here's what's interesting. Now that term means like those shoes are fresh.
oh man, yeah, so fly, so
Yeah.
fresh. Yeah,
Totally different meaning. That's
Right.
good.
that it fresh is good.
It used to be bad.
Yeah.
Now it's
Oh,
good.
that's so fresh.
Yeah.
Eating at Subway, that's fresh. They even
Usually.
use that in the name.
They do.
So fresh.
I don't know how fresh those like
Those bread.
chicken patty things that are.
Oh,
I
no,
don't even know
no.
how they're held together.
The bread is fresh.
yes,
Right? Not
yes.
the meat.
I don't think so.
The meat's in those plastic little containers. That's just nasty.
How does that chicken stay together?
It doesn't.
It must be an edible glue.
It's that Benny Keith truck we see going by all the time.
that's what
with
we just
with the happy chef on
Thank
it.
you, Benny Keith, for what you do.
Maybe we don't know.
For the fresh foods you offer.
So
fresh.
anything else that's fresh without being fresh?
So far, this podcast's pretty fresh.
It's 2019 is very fresh.
brand new.
I feel brand new.
I feel pretty.
I feel pretty.
I just want to put that in your head.
Okay, so I know, and we've talked about this.
Okay, here's a
ad
fresh
nauseum.
idea. Here's a fresh idea.
Oh, okay, we're going to use that
We're going to
segue.
finish each other's sentences while we do this podcast.
Oh,
Okay, so I will let you.
start.
There you go. We've already done it.
Okay.
Fresh idea.
Oh, hey, Jay found something. You want me to read it?
Nope.
No, don't read it.
Don't even care. Don't even care. Jay's just here eating. We
Jay's
don't
just
care
eating.
what he's doing.
Jay.
He's not a help
Jay,
to the podcast.
I have a fresh idea for you. I don't care, Jay. I do not even care what you have to say, Jay.
Yeah. I say keep your hands in your pocket.
And keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah, you just finished it. Look at that.
I know we talk ad nauseam.
Who sang that song? I need to know. I can't move on. Jake, no.
Nope. Something with lights in it. Oh boy.
I got a little change
In my pocket going jing-a-ling-a-ling. Gonna call me on the telephone.
Gonna give you a
wedding ring. My honey, my baby.
Don't put your
My
love
love
on
on
no
no
shelf.
shelf.
She said, don't give me no lines and keep your
Dixie
hand to your
lines.
It's not Dixie's Midnight Runners.
Satellites.
Georgia Satellites.
I said lights.
Yes,
I was so close.
that was it. You were there. You were there.
So fresh.
Dixie's Midnight Runners did. Come on, Arlene.
The only song they did.
I swear, Arlene.
So, okay. Here's my question. Here's my question to you, ad nauseum.
Here's my question: Who let Jay in?
I don't know. Jay's mashing the. Have you felt the energy just go down the
it's
room?
just dropping, man.
Oh my God. 'Cause he's operations, right?
He's not fresh.
Right.
He's not fresh.
He's not creative. He's not
He's
fresh.
not
It's all
fresh.
technical. It's all.
But he is encouraging.
Business.
Okay, you had a question.
What have we talked about ad nauseum about you when it comes to New Year's?
I don't have any New Year's resolutions.
You don't have any New Year's resolutions,
Yeah,
buddy?
I still don't.
Can I ask you a question? Can
Yeah.
I ask you a question?
Yes. Please do. That was a question right there.
Was there anything from 2018 that you had a goal on, that you had an objective, that you had a dream, that you put the feet to the fire on that happened for you? You may not be a goal writer or a list writer, but was there something for you in 2019 that you know what, this is a fresh idea and I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to just do it.
I'm thinking. That's a good question. No, I don't think so. I did say last year I was going to take up competitive ironing, and I didn't. So
You had no dreams last year. You had no goals last year. There was nothing that you wanted to do that you did not accomplish last year.
But that's no different from any year.
No, I'm just asking you. There was nothing that you wanted to do.
Nothing.
There's nothing that you put your heart into, that you set your mind to. Nothing.
No. But I accomplished things, but no.
Buddy, that's going to change this year. You're going to write
not.
something. Yes.
This is
You're
another
gonna
year.
write-
You
you're
do
gonna
this
write
every
down-
year. I'm
No,
not.
I've
I'm
never
not
said it
you.
like this.
Okay, this year you don't get
This
to
is
write.
a fresh idea.
You don't get to try to accomplish anything this year.
Okay.
No, you can't do that. You're lying
Okay.
now. You are lying
Okay.
on a podcast.
No, I'm not. We'll
yes,
switch.
you are.
We'll switch.
You
If
can't
write
do it. You'll get
three-
depressed.
If you write down three
You
things
will
for
get
you to do-
depressed. You have to. It's the difference in our personality,
No, it's
right?
not. No.
Oh
dreams,
my gosh.
Dreams, visions, goals. Everybody needs them.
No, they don't.
Everybody has
You
them.
do.
Everybody wants them.
I don't want them.
You do.
I don't. I really don't. I have nothing. And I love my life.
So not fresh.
It would be so
not fresh.
frustrating to think I've got to accomplish something. That's just not me. But I admire it in other people. I think it's great. I always have. We've talked about that.
I'm done.
Well, I hit my mic. Sorry.
I think what's fascinating.
Yes.
Let's just talk about.
Let's talk it out.
Let's
Talk it
talk
out.
about 2019. Let's talk about when you do write things down. When you write them down.
Generally speaking, or are you talking to me and individual?
You or anybody listening in the
don't write
audience
things
to the 12 to our 12 audience listeners.
Got
okay?
it. To the ones that do,
Yes.
because some don't.
I think it's interesting that when you do write things down.
Right.
Okay, like we have a Mac, right? And so in Pages, a document.
Oh, the Mac, a Macintosh.
I wrote like 15 questions down.
Yeah.
In 2018, the
Yeah.
start of 2018, and they weren't like necessarily goals or objectives, but they were questions. Why do I do this? When is this going to change? What about this? What about this? But even doing that,
Yes.
it's not like, hey, I'm going to write down 5 things I'm going to accomplish.
Right.
But there are things you'd like to change, or there are things that are confusing, or there are
Yes.
things missing in your life. It's even amazing when you do that, and I'm saying that to you for the audience, even writing down questions of things that you don't feel necessarily good about in your life,
Right.
or the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. But even writing those things out, and it takes 15 minutes max. It's funny how your brain, your heart, your soul start working
Hanging out there.
starts working those things out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And I didn't open that.
Right.
I wrote it sometime in January of 2018, and I came across it, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness, I've been working those things out all year long.
Yeah.
But I didn't come back to that page.
It was just there.
It was just there.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so, but anyway, maybe something. It's not. That's not writing down anything.
You weren't expressing something. You were trying to get me to do something.
No, I'm expressing it.
Now this conversation isn't as good.
I'm saying that to you. I did say that earlier. I said to the audience and you, this may be something.
Oh, I got it.
So you're not going to do it at all now because I said it?
I want you to accept me as I am.
We're going to fisticuffs.
By the way, I said to my son a few months back, because he was doing the same thing and expecting things to be different, and I said, hey, the definition of insanity, and he stops me. He's like, Dad, that's not a definition, and it's not the definition of insanity. And I was like, well, that's fine. It's still insane to do things and expect
the definition
things to
of insanity
be
is not
different.
doing the same thing over and over again.
That's what he said. He said that's not a definition of insanity. Like, he was all like, which it's not. It doesn't define what insanity is, but it is insane
to do the same
thing, expect different. Yeah, he was
so
getting
he was
getting
very,
literal with
he was
me
very
because he's
literal.
tired of Dad saying it.
I got it.
Which it was like, hey, good for him. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Dad said it too much. I got it.
Yeah.
Message received.
I don't say it until it's like
It's needed.
This is
It has to
stupidity.
happen.
This is the definition of insanity. This is insane that we're doing the same thing over and over and over again.
I love the fact that you think I say it all the time.
I don't say that. We're going to blows
You
here.
said.
This podcast.
You said.
No, I did not.
I don't say it
No,
unless it's needed.
I was
you,
saying. Oh my
Dad,
gosh.
Tommy.
This podcast is going nowhere fast. I was saying that for
fresh.
me. For me. I don't say it. I didn't refer anything to you. There was no inference there. There was no inference.
I'm not writing anything down.
We're going to fight.
I am not writing anything down, Mr. James.
I'm not asking you to write anything down because I know you
Yeah.
won't. It was a suggestion. I was saying the power of the brain, the soul, and the mind, how it all, brain and mind, the same thing, the heart. But when you do that,
Yes.
it's amazing.
This is getting so heated.
It's amazing.
I'm so uncomfortable.
This is the definition of insanity right here. Oh.
So let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Because one of the things I've always genuinely admired about you is your desire to change, to grow. Do you have anything already for 2019 that you're like, this is something I'm going to work on that you wouldn't mind sharing? Because sometimes those things are just private. And it's okay if you don't. I'm just saying.
Yes. I categorize things like spiritual,
Yes.
physical,
Uh-huh.
emotional.
Yeah.
So I kind of spread them out.
Yes.
Categorically.
I think that's smart.
So, and then I make my lists.
Yes.
And try to see what I can do.
Yeah.
I will say this as far as physical.
Yes.
My fear, and it has been going into the holidays, and now that we're in the new year, like
Yeah.
I eat a ton.
Holidays are tough
I'll
about
drop
that.
a ton of weight in the summer
Uh-huh.
and start feeling really good. And then for whatever reason, when it's gotten dark outside, it gets dark at 5:00. I don't know what it is, but my whole body just wants to shut down, and all I want to do is eat.
Yeah.
And I don't know if anyone out there in our audience feels that way,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm embarrassed about how much I could eat. And then, come March, right after the Super Bowl or whatever, I go, I need to lose this weight.
Right.
And it gets tougher and tougher and tougher.
Yeah.
My goal has been throughout this fall and into
Yeah.
the new year to not do that.
And you've done well.
I've been trying, buddy.
Yeah.
But categorically to where I really want to just figure out to where that's just not even a thing in my life anymore.
It's
It's not this yo-yo thing.
I don't know if I've said it before, but it was a friend of mine who said, I'm not going to believe the lies that food tells me anymore. And the lie is, oh, it's a special occasion, so I can eat all I want.
Right.
Because the lie for you, probably for me, I don't think, but probably, is start about end of October. We're now into holiday season, and you get to eat whatever you want
Right.
until the Super Bowl's over.
And I think in our 30s, 20s, 30s.
So much fun.
So much fun. Easy to do. And it just gets harder to.
Yeah. Don't you think it would have been? No, that's not the right way to say it. I wish that like you had low metabolism when you're younger, and then higher metabolism as you got older.
Right? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Then when you're younger, you'd have to be responsible what you ate and
And
exercise.
you have this discipline.
And yeah, or when you got older, you could just eat whatever you wanted because you kind of earned it by living your life.
Amen. Wouldn't that be great?
I'm just saying, I'm throwing it out there.
Yeah.
If there's ever a way to change it,
I don't know, buddy.
that would be fresh.
Since you don't like to change and do things, I guess not. I don't know. Hey, okay. So what? Let me ask this.
Yes.
What was one of your favorite accomplishments in 2018? Just looking back, what was one of your favorite accomplishments in 2018? What was something?
Question.
What was something that
you
kind
know
of
what?
stuck out for you?
I'll go into the spiritual realm. As I would call it, my time alone with God was really good in 2018. Like I had really good start my day off with the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably one of my best years in a long time. I really enjoyed it.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. How about you?
That's good. I would say just letting things go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just
Was that inspired by Frozen?
the movie?
Uh-huh.
No, buddy.
Let it go.
No, you don't need to sing it.
Let it
Doesn't
go.
really need to happen. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say just
Snow never bothered
it's
me
still,
anyway. Sorry.
Definition of
I said
insanity.
Frozen. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I would say that just learning to let things go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think on a podcast we did recently in the old year, you know,
Way back in 2018.
way back in 2018. You know, we were joking around about it, about Philippians 1:8, about what does it matter, but it really has. I think that's been kind of a thing to just shut your mouth. What does this matter? What does this matter? But
Is it worth it?
To teach myself that, yeah. So what does this matter? And that would go along the same thing with food or anything else. What does this matter if I were to put all this down my pie hole right now? You know?
And see, that plays the opposite in mine because I look at those fries and where I should say, don't eat that, I go, what does it matter? I'm going to eat them anyway.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
how
it's
it plays
tough.
in me.
It's
you know?
tough. Yeah.
Does it matter? I'm going to eat them. They're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough.
I think that's good.
Yeah. What 3 events or accomplishments were made possible by the help of others for you this past year?
Oh, you're asking your questions of me.
Why not? I'm asking you
What do
questions.
where are these? That was an odd question at best. That's not a normal
No.
conversation question.
Jay gave it to me. It's right here.
But it's you're playing. You're messing
What
with
3
me
events or
now.
accomplishments were made possible
What
by the help of
3
others?
events or accomplishments were made by 3 others.
What
That's
3
not like
events of
just off the
accomplishments
top. Hey, I was sitting here thinking, hey, what 3 events were made
I
possible
didn't say
by?
it was a thing.
But
We're going to blows.
the help of others.
We're going to blows today. You and I are going to fight. You and I are going to fight.
That would be fresh.
It would.
We
be
haven't had a
fresh.
physical altercation.
No, well, since we were kids, right?
Oh, 3's a lot. So what accomplishment
what's
happened
one accomplishment for you in 2018?
with the help of someone else?
Yeah, that you got help by with your friends.
You know what?
What?
I made a lot more podcasts this year because
my
of the help
goodness.
of Jen Halver.
Jen Halver.
Huh?
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Right?
That's
A
good.
lot more podcasts
lot more
because of the help
podcasts.
of Jen Halver.
That's good, buddy. That's good.
How about you?
Oh, well, I think our whole Skit Guys world, Skit Guys organization.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
a lot that happens.
There's a
because
lot that happens
people,
all the
without
time.
their help, it wouldn't happen.
You know, there's a story. I think it was in September.
Of a lovely lady?
No, in September, I think.
It was bringing up 3 very lovely girls.
No, I think it was in September of 2018.
God, back in 2018.
Yeah,
How do you remember that far back?
It was a gift. There was
It's a gift.
there was a prison ministry, I think, or something to that. And Gina, who sends out our product and church product.
Yeah.
And we do a show. She sends our stuff there.
She fulfills orders that people make on skitguys.com.
And we give a lot of stuff away.
Yeah.
Like it's something that we,
But not if you just ask.
Right.
So don't get the idea of potty.
Hey, can I have
Hey, can I have that? We don't like to do that.
Yeah, especially when they say it like that.
I know.
But there was a prison ministry, and this a dad said that the son was doing skits.
Yeah.
So Gina sent him a whole bunch of skit books, and and so the dad, did he call or did he write? He called.
We listened to the audio of it. Yeah.
Yes, and it was just this sweet. Why don't we play that?
Yeah. I don't know if we can. We'd have to get his approval.
Oh, we got to get his approval.
Yeah.
But it was sweet.
It was very
But it was like,
sweet.
hey, I don't know if you know this, but they're using those skit books. They're doing skits.
Right.
And you just go, well, that's crazy. You
In
know?
the prison.
But you think about all the things that we get to do that we had no hand in.
Yep.
But that's reaching, making God famous, you know?
And it was because of someone else, because of Gina.
Yeah. Isn't that
So great. Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's really cool.
What other thoughts and questions do you have just off the top of your head from that didgeridoo over there?
What was the most interesting thing that you learned this year?
Last year or this year? Because this year is
Last
only a
year.
few days
I'm sorry.
in.
I'm so into the goal-driven thing right now.
You're down the road, aren't
yeah.
you?
I got in the car. I went 4 miles down the road.
What was
the most interesting thing that you learned in 2018, or what was something that you learned that was impactful to you that, you know, maybe made you more for change or pivot, tweak 2.0?
That's a hard question. The most impactful thing that you learned that was okay.
Okay, I'll tell you.
Uh-huh.
Someone asked the question,
If it's about me, just say my name.
why are you inferring everything? Why are you so defensive inferring everything?
I'm just asking.
No, I had nothing to do with your son when I said I, and now you're doing this.
I'm just okay.
And
Fine.
now you're making it
No, it's
up
fine.
about these questions.
Okay, then if not, then just finish the question. Just finish the question.
I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
Okay. Yeah, with written out questions from some website.
No, we're talking about the past year.
Okay. Go ahead.
This is insane.
Don't you like it? Like when somebody gets miffed and their words become staccato. Go ahead. That's fine. Okay. No worries. I'm not mad.
Somebody.
Yes.
I heard
Not me.
Not you.
Okay.
No, I'm about to tell you something.
Impactful.
Something impactful.
Yes.
And you keep inferring
I'm
yourself
sorry.
into it.
I'll stop.
What if everything that you learned, what if everything that you're living out of,
Yeah.
what if everything, not everything, but what if the way you're living out your life, even your relationship with Jesus,
Yeah.
with Christ, what if it was built on lies? What if there were things that you told yourself that were just built on lies? So, and he went on further to say,
Yeah.
as kids, as nubile as our brains are in their forming stages, we witnessed things, we had hurts, we had pain, we saw things, we experienced things, and we would say to ourselves, when I get older, I'm never going to do that. Or when I become a dad, or when I get married, I will never do that. And in this young stage that we're in, we form truths for our life, and inevitably we live them out.
Oh, wow.
And
Form truths based on lies.
yep.
Wow.
Things
So-
that a 9-year-old when you're 9, when
Yeah.
when my parents got divorced and I'm 7 years old,
Yeah.
I know I said to my 7-year-old self, when I get married, I won't get divorced.
Right.
And you think about if you listed them all,
Yeah.
because you're not a list taker, I totally understand.
Right.
Right. But if I were to do that, and
Yeah.
I have done a lot of that,
Yeah.
but to go, oh my, I've told myself a lot of lies that I've built into the way I live out my life, success, the way I think, the way I do things, all in the name of Jesus, all in the name of my relationship with Jesus.
Interesting.
And to dismantle, 2018 for me has been a dismantling of a lot of lies
Interesting.
that have made me, in some ways, who I am,
Yeah.
but they don't make me just be.
Yeah.
They don't make me just be a human. They make me more of a doer because it's just check off the box, do this. But and I'm simplifying that, but it's a very
That's good.
But that's a statement that
Yeah.
once it's posed to you, you either have to go, okay, well, what lies do I live out of?
Yeah.
What have I built into my fabric of my being that is carried into my marriage, my kids, the way I do things,
My
the way
faith.
I operate, everything.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a big learning lesson.
That's big.
Yeah, big, life changing.
I think I would say for 2018, this will be a little odd,
Yeah.
but I read a book called The Faith of Mr. Rogers,
Yeah.
and then I saw the movie about Mr. Rogers, and I think that was impactful to me. I think it made me want to be a kinder person. Like he never did. Like one of his great goals was to be kind to people and to not, And I think that probably played in a little bit, and the fact that he lived out his faith
Yeah.
in the way he lived with his TV show. He preached without preaching.
Yeah. Talk about a rebellious thing to do back then. Instead of, he went to the seminary.
Yeah.
Instead of doing church, he goes, no, I'm going to do TV. I mean,
Yeah.
that was an innovative,
Yes.
crazy thought,
Way innovative.
And wasn't it beautiful to in that documentary to see his staff or the people, the crew? A lot of them weren't Jesus followers, but they loved him, and they loved him because the way he loved. You know, that was beautiful.
Yep.
Here's something that this is out of a book called Into the Silent Land by Martin Laird.
By DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yes. Oh, listen to this as we go into 2019.
By Martin Landau?
No, Martin Laird.
Sorry.
Listen to this as for 2019. This is pretty interesting. Okay,
Yes.
something to think about, audience. Okay, when pummeled by too many thoughts, a long walk would cure me of the punch-drunk feeling of lifelessness. The normal route led along open fields, and not infrequently, I would see a man walking his 4 Kerry Blue Terriers. These were amazing dogs, bounding energy, elastic grace, and electric speed. They coursed and leapt through open fields. It was invigorating just to watch these muscular stretches of freedom race along. 3 of the 4 dogs did this, I should say. The 4th stayed behind and off to the side of its owner ran in tight circles. I could never understand why it did this. It had all the room in the world to leap and bound. One day I was bold enough to ask the owner, "Why does your dog do that? Why does it run in little circles instead of running with the others?" He explained that before he acquired the dog, it had lived practically all its life in a cage it could only exercise by running in circles. For this dog, to run meant to run in tight circles. So instead of bounding through the open fields that surrounded it, it ran in circles. This event has always stayed with me as a powerful metaphor of the human condition. For indeed we are free, as the psalmist insists, my heart like a bird has escaped from the snare of the fowler, but the memory of the cage remains. And so we run in tight little circles, even while immersed in open fields of grace and freedom.
That's really good.
Yeah.
And that's very well written, because before you even got to the end, I could totally see it.
Martin Laird, just beautiful.
Like you think you're running in freedom, but you're really trapped.
Yes.
Yeah, because of things from the past.
Yeah. What are you living in a cage for? What are those lies that you've been living in that allow you to run in tight circles? And whether you're a note taker, whether you write down your goals, or whether you do all of that, What are those things you look at in your life and go, this is a tight circle that I keep running in, and God has given us this amazing open field, and I'm not even experiencing it because of my limitations, my fear, my hurt, my pain, my habits.
Yeah. That's a fresh look at it.
That's a very fresh
Not
look.
to bring it back around in a funny way, but in a serious way. That's fresh.
Totally. Yeah.
All right, let's close with this verse, okay? This is from the Message version of the Bible, Psalm 19:13.
The Message. What is that, buddy? The Message. I know the NIV. I know the King James.
It is.
I know the American Standard.
It's a.
Message.
I think they call it a. Not a translation, but
Truncated?
maybe a transliteration. I think maybe would be the word.
Maybe a fresh
it's a
take.
paraphrase of the Bible.
Maybe it's a fresh take on the Bible.
It probably was 20 years ago when it came out. But Psalm 19:13, it says this: "Clean the slate, God, so we can start the day fresh. Keep me from stupid sins, from thinking I can take over your work. Then I can start this day sun-washed, scrubbed clean of the grime of sin."
That's good.
Clean the slate, God, so we can start the day fresh.
And what was the stupid sin part? What was that?
Keep me from stupid sins.
Keep me from stupid sins.
Create in me a clean heart, oh God.
Love it.
Pretty good.
It's very good.
All right, so is this going to... I don't know what this year's going to be like after this podcast.
Neither. Hopefully we won't run in tight circles.
I hope we don't fight anymore.
We may fight. We may come to
This
blows.
is crazy. I'm going to have to write down some things.
You're being fresh. All right, audience, go out there. Don't run in tight circles. Enjoy God's grace and freedom, and don't do stupid sins.
Right?
Right?
Clean the slate. Start
right.
the day fresh.
All right, bye, audience.
Bye, audience.
Bye, buddy.
Bye, buddy. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
The Skit Guys podcast is brought to you by skitguys.com, where you can always watch their videos for free and peruse all things Skit Guys. Tune in next week for another thrilling episode of the Skit Guys podcast. Until then, live long and lie prostrate.